Good evening, Tim. Uh, I wish to welcome you on behalf of SmartNet Edu Center. My name is Max Omwape, and I am one of the instructors under SmartNet Edu Center. We had embarked on a journey that is under Microsoft Office in trying to explore different facets underneath it, and we have considered quite a number of things under Microsoft Office, knowing that it is one of the basic applications that we get to use, which is a user-friendly application. We've done quite a number of things. You have been writing letters, applications. You've done quite a number of things with this Microsoft Office. It has actually replaced most of the work we used to do a long time ago with the letter writing. And this is one of we've done quite basic videos to show how these presentations or how the utilization of these facets can be used and different features and functions that are there. So that any basic starter, we don't need expertise to be an expert or something, or we just want in a form that you come as fresh as you can get to be acquainted to different facets under Microsoft Office. As you get acquainted, you'll be able to make use of it and advance basically from there. So the basic tools needed will get to equip you with it. And like I said, this is under the SmartNet Edu Center. We have been offering online training basically, if there is a team that wishes to be introduced, be it a company, be it an institution that wishes to have this team trained, or a team of maybe a school or something, they wish to have kids trained and certified. We have the online library or online platform where we are able to educate the kids. And sometimes we even do a physical, though it's just in those areas where we have computer labs where we are able to do physical training. But once booked, we're able to offer such type of training to different individuals and different institutions. So straight away, I want to go under the different headings that we had initiated or we had area started over. That is under Microsoft Office. So we had talked of the Microsoft Word. We had described Microsoft Word as one of the facets where we are able to create documents. So documents we're able to type and make up a document format of a file that we wish to send. And in Publisher, we are able to create different things. We saw how we are able to make cards, we're able to make calendars, we're able to make nice designs basically from there. So once that one also introduced us to different templates that we can get to use, and you find it quite fancy if you're working at a booth where you are maybe trying to make business cards, wedding cards, and other different facets. You'll find Publisher quite interesting because it will allow you to make posters, advertisement, billboards, and such nice designs that will be gotten to be made. So it's a good starter. It's a basic information that someone needs to know because should things get to be in any way, in any activity that you wish, maybe you have a business, you want to make flyers, you'll be able to make with a lot of ease. So I think Microsoft packages should at least be known to a certain extent. Then, if you will wish to go further, that's when we can do some little bit online research and get to advance on the segment that we want to add up on. But the basic, at least the basics should be on our fingertips such that we can revisit it at any point where we wish to go to it. Under the PowerPoint, we saw how to make a presentation. So we're able to make a presentation, a nice presentation with good designs. We're able to see nice themes that can be made, and you're able to insert videos, you're able to insert songs, you're able to make a recording of the presentation that you're actually having. You're able to make a recording that can be watched as a video and you're able to make nice designs how the presentation will come, how the words will come. You can put questions and answers later in a presentation that will look very nice and it's very educative. Basically, it will even make you look more of a profession once you deliver information to different type of people. And it actually shows much of organization because sometimes we wish to submit information that is well large but you can do a quick summary of just simple information summary of what is contained in the large file that has been sent. And through that breakdown, you are able to reach different people's hearts and make sense out of it. We went into the OneNote where we expressed the nice features that it has. We brought it to say, actually, you would really enjoy using the OneNote if you're using a tablet that has a pen or on your phone, because this one is kind of free. So you can download it on your phone. You have a OneNote on your tablet that has actually a pen and a touch, your computer that has a touch. So this actually allows you to do quick note taking. Imagine you're in a conversation with people, they're talking, and you have been sent to go for this workshop and take the notes and then bring them and come and give your team. So imagine a thing where you can be with a team, you can be amidst such a cloud of people that are bring different points, and at the same time you want to look attentive enough not just to be a note taker. So you just go on the audio, you turn it on, and you record the information, and you can quite and do a lot of things. You can just be writing with your pen instead of having a bulk book for page taking and all that. So you can just be typing on top with your pen. And once you write those, you can convert to the handwritten uh, notes or taken, so to say, notes to be able to be converted to the text, the word text. So instead of typing, you'll be able to do quite a number of nice things. And you get that information, you can get the math, you have the math that will be able to be converted. So you can put formulas that have been tabulated and it will be able to be converted into the numbers, and the formulas will come out and presented in a very sharp and nice way. You're able to add designs, you're able to make nice basic looks around it, and the presentation will get to be as nice as it can get to be. So that is on the OneNote. Then the Outlook, we talked over the mailing service, or the mailing service, which is able, at least it's adaptable enough inside in that you are able to edit, make documents. Actually incorporates the Word and Excel features such that you're able to edit direct a document that comes, or an Excel sheet that comes is sent to you. You're able to edit it then there and be able to reply and send it back, minus maybe sitting down. And most of this, you can use it even on your phone. So you can have your phone to do those features and be able to type something and attach a PDF to quite a number of things that makes it handy and easy of use. So we moved from there, we came to Excel. And in Excel, we noticed some of the quite nice features that were there. Also, we're able to input data. After inputting data, we're able to work mostly with the statistical data packages. We're able to come up with the maximum numbers, the minimum number. We have a list of 1,000 people. Then you want to isolate the numbers, who passed, who failed. We're able to come up with some certain pattern of formatting, the condition formatting, and different formatting, where we are able to indicate was failed, was passed, where we can actually quite make quite number of things. We can make a payroll sheet. So a payroll sheet is basically where you have the names of the people, you have how much they're getting paid per hour, you have the number of hours worked, and through that it will be able to do the mathematical computation. So you'll just be able to input the functions in the common cells. Once you input those, you'll be able to make a complete set. Once you are able to make a complete set of that sheet can be edited by just changing the values in those, and the mathematical formulas will still remain, and you'll be able to calculate even for the whole year and make up such a system with lot of ease. Like you do quite a big document within the shortest period of time, because all the mathematical engineering formulas, different categories that deal in that actual mathematics, you find quite a number of formulas that are going to enable you to do quite a number of work. And sometimes you are given information, so you are able to copy the information, be able to export or import information from different formats, and be able to make use of it and save that information if you want, uh, in a different format, be it as a picture, be it as a PDF, or be it in a different Excel sheet. So those are quite a number of things that we mentioned. If you missed on any of the above mentioned, there are specific YouTube videos that have been posted for Word, for Publisher, PowerPoint, OneNote, and Excel. So you are able to find those videos. Take a look at them, find time, please try to practice as much as you can get to do. And once this information is at your fingertip, it will enable you to learn this information easily. And the other thing that you can do is be an educators. You can equip these skills in other people. By so doing, you'll find a lot of thoughts that you'll be able to educate yourself with, and you'll become experts with this. No one was born an expert. We all just meet this where it's made is somewhere else. So software's a company making money out of it, but we get to learn, pay attention. Once we listen, we watch, we practice, we get to learn this information and be able to present it as if we own this information. So basically, the confidence comes with how much you practiced or made use of it, and we are able to stand or present such information with a lot of ease. So today we want to go into access. Now, what is this access and why did we make access and Excel close together so that we can get to present them close to each other? In Excel, we presented two different videos so that at least people can get to understand how video, that is information input, can be put, can be edited or pushed into the cells. So we are able to see how information is able to be edited in the cells. We're able to put figures, and we're able to deal with different information, numbers, percentages, different information. Now, we want to see what is the access for. And earlier on, we mentioned this for the database. But what kind of database are we talking about? What is a database? Well, a database basically is just a backup of information, so to say, or a set of information. So everything that we've been doing here, be it in the Excel when we're trying to make up the summary of what we're entering, trying to see this school, the pupils, the teachers that are there, and the scores that they had. All that we're trying to make is the database. It's a backup of information that is there. It's more like you're trying to convert every hard copy information that we have. I'll give an example. If there's a national registration cards, the ones that people get to have, sometimes you people at different classes, maybe at grade one, grade two, grade different levels and different stages. So you could have been with a class of people, like you met different people, you are 30, 20, 30, whatever event that you had participated, or different weddings that you have attended. So you find that there were a lot of people that were there. Now, imagine you want to get this database, this information. So you want to keep it. That's what we're calling a database. So you want to know in the wedding that you attended in 2002, how many people were there? What was the venue? What did the people maybe put on? What colors of the clothes did they have? How many was there? What could have been the height? Did you take note of the height? Did you take note of the weight? Did you take note of what? Such type of information is quite important because sometimes you want to get to compare such information and be able to come out with some answers. Maybe in terms of the food that was there served and the number of people that came. At the end of the day, you're able to come up with something. Then you come to see the other center where the country at large might get to use the database is on the census, because a country like a home would like to make a summary, so a simple breakdown. So this is a family, they want to understand how they're spending, how is the expenditure in terms of the budget, because they want to come up with a month budget. So they want to see how much really the day spend. So they undertake this journey that is day by day to be inputting the data. So today, maybe how many people are there? What is the age difference? Okay, so the age difference was this. How much quantity of food did each person get to eat? So this person got to eat this, okay, and they were satisfied. Okay, they were satisfied. That's fine. Okay, so how many people are at home at this day? On this day, how many people on that day? Then we get the averages. We get to see, okay, so average in a week, this guy can have a quantity of this food. Average in a month, this is what a person can get to have. So who ate the most? Okay, this one ate the most. This is a maximum number. Who ate the minimum of quantity of food? Okay, this is the one who ate that minimum quantity of food. Maybe it could be a baby. So you are able to bring up that information and you're able to make something that you call a pivot table. So you're able to summarize that information within what you need to get to know or what is needed. So you're able to know someone with this weight could get quantity of food to this extent. So these are meals that the person got to eat. And you get to compute in terms of the amount of money, the kgs of the quantity of the food that was eaten. And from there, you can get to know the partition, because if you're able to take 3 months, maybe straight away, and once you have been having those records for 3 months and you do the divisions, you're able to have the averages, you can get to know the quantity of food in an exactness that is needed per individual that is at home. So once you are able to establish that, you're able to know how much money actually each individual is actually is taking meals that are there. So it will be easy to establish a budget that such that you'll be able to know if you're able to add two people, different ages, you even know amount of money that needs to be added on. And through such type of activities, big things are able to be made. A country is able to survive through such budgeting because the country is able to know through different ministries, Ministry of Health, so they're able to know how many kids maybe were sick at this period. Okay, so malaria came, malaria, how many kids got to be affected, and a lot of things. So what you're trying to keep all that information through the census to get to know the GDP, gross national product, what how much money that is being generated from the country to help in terms of taxation and all this. So we're coming up with different figures, different factors. These things need to be stored for reference sake. So why do we want now to talk? If we're saying access will just help us to make such data sheets, which is almost similar to what Excel also helped us to make, because in Excel we're able to enter figures, we're able to do something similar. Well, when we go into Access, you notice that Access is quite large. It allows us to enter huge data, way more than the Excel. It's quite similar. Everything that we saw mostly are still there. But you guys to see that it has been simplified to have an intake of a large more of the data. And away from that, it is able to allow us make comparison between data. So instead of having the workbook, the way we used to have as one workbook, it will allow us to have different information entered, and once that different information we're able to relate. How does this relate to this? How does this relate to this? And we're going to have different type of information. So with all that, let's dig into it. We get to understand what is access is all about. So to open the access, like what we have always said, you can either go on the search bar, and once you're on the search bar, you can type access. So access, if it is there, it will be able to pop out. Mine is there, so it's able to pop out. If not that, we can come on and open desktop and right click. Once we right click, we can go on the new, and then the new, it will give us the access. So we can have the access there, and we try to open it. Now, one thing you get to notice with access is it allows you to actually save the document before you can actually get to type in it. So it's different. In Excel, we are able to type, and once you give your information, computer goes off, you haven't saved, the document goes. But because Access is dealing with a large database that you are dealing with, you really need a lot of precaution. You want this information to be saved. So this is actually the different part about it. It's quite interesting, and it allows you to save the information that you're going to work around with. So I'll give an example. I tried to access. I don't want to go this desktop way. Let's close it. So we open this one. Let's close it. I'll explain the difficulties that you get to have. So let's come access. So access, once you open it, okay. So this is the way it will come out like. It will open in such a manner. And once you open, as usual, if we are connected to the web, you find there are quite a number of templates that are there. There's a blank one here, so which we want to go straight into. So once we call into this, this is what we meant now. It will want you to save it. When we come to the desktop format, the one where we open, it will allow us to save before we open the document. So when we go to desktop, we open the shortcut and we go to save it there and then. But when we just open it, the first thing before we do anything, it will allow us to save it. So we can be able to name it. We can name it. Okay, let's say for instance, we want to create a database of contacts. So it's a business contact. Or yeah. So take for instance, the SmartNet Edu Center has been having different students that get to register to do their courses. So they want to take a database. They want to have the information to be recorded, best information from the different people that come and go. So want to have who are consistent, which type of people are coming and going. Okay, do we need to offer promotions or to give gifts to such type of people? So there are a lot of things that you want to do because you are working at a shop and you want to promote your clients, you want to promote different things. So this is why the database is quite important. You need to know the other clients, you need to know the other customers, so to say. You need to know those people that visit maybe once in a year. What could be the reason why they are visiting once in a year? Maybe you will want to question and find out how your business is moving. Does it mean that this person has only come once, twice? Why is this person maybe going? Why is it going? Could it be some reason? Maybe do I want to engage them to find out? Maybe it's because the product that I gave them last time never allowed them to come back because of the service that it was delivered or the condition it was delivered in. So I want to question all these to bring a lot of questions, and that's why we create databases. Basically, database will get to give you a lot of information. If you are really serious and you are really into seeing the development of the project or that you are getting to run by. So we are into here. So we have saved the contact business contacts for the business. Okay, so we can now go on the create. So if you noticed when I was saving there, it actually showed me a path. So it was actually saving in the documents. So in the documents, that's where I'll be able to find that information. And straight away we notice in the file. So in the file, it's what we have been seeing in the previous one. So we're able to save, we're able to print, and we're able to have different segments that are there, like in the file. We can be able to show the information on what we have opened. We're able to open new ones. We're able to check the ones that we have worked with before. We're able to we are able to save as so that we change the format that we want. We have quite a number of formats that we are able to select and be able to save that document in the form that we want. Printing, we can close it, and we can get to see the account here and different facets. So under the Home tab, you notice something different is just the placement of that. So we have the formatting and the text, which is the normal thing that has been in the normal segment. So you get to see sometimes we are this ascending and the descending. This is what we saw in Excel, quite similar. And the totals, we saw them here. This was what we saw in Excel. So like we are saying there is nothing much different, but it's just extra a little bit of information that could be different. So if you want to understand this, if you are excellent in Excel, you understood it better, then this should give you actually just a plus. So the editing we're able to do in this segment. Then when we go in the create is like insert. Now, because this one we are doing it from the back, we are starting it from the scratch. So no matter we are going on the create, so we can now create the application parts. We can create a table, we can do a table design, SharePoint list, we can do a query. You get to understand. So a table is basically what we are having here. So there's table one here. So we can insert another table that can be table two. We can insert another one that can be table three. So why do we have quite a number of tables that can be added? E.g., I want to get table one. Maybe I want to have maybe I have 10 shops or two shops, three shops, five shops. So I want to get information per different shop. So this information I'll get is for table one, and I'll query, I'll make questions around it. So I can even create another list for different groups. Then I can now start comparing how uh, from table one to table two, table three, table four. So I can have different information that I can be able to relate. This is different with Excel. Excel could not allow us a way to start linking different tables or different sheets to bring about certain understanding. We could do, but it would be very complex to work around it. But in Access, it makes it easier that we can get to work around it with ease, a lot of ease. So we are able to do quite a blank form. We're able to create forms. So a form is just more like a summary or an easy view where you can be able to edit and write information different from the way we are seeing it. And the query is basically a question. So you're able to query it, we're able to question it. Maybe to make a summary of what has been there. We can have a large one. So then we just want to see maybe certain segments of information. We make a query, we'll try to make a form, then you get to understand because basically these two are the quite critical points of access that you get to see, but it can be done in advanced stages beyond this. So that is under the creation. So then we come to the external data. So external data is where we are now inserting. So we are picking information from different segments, be it on the internet, want to pick maybe a cell, it's a population of a country that has been posted, the PDF or an Excel format document or access database has been created, so we're able to pick. Is it in Excel? We're able to pick information and be able to do the exporting. So we can be able to pick information from maybe it came from an Excel. We're able to pick it was in Access that was in a database format. So we're able to pick that information and analyze it, maybe add, edit, do whatever we want to do. We're also able to export this information in different formats that we want. So we can do it in a text here, and we can do it in a PDF and different formats. So basically, that is that. Then the database will come to see that we are able to compact and repair databases. So this is the database itself. Now these are the tools that we are using. So we can do a repair. Maybe it has some broken parts, information is failing to be linked, we're able to do up. So we can work with the visual basics. Then we can do the run macro, so we're able to run it. That is to show how it's moving from one stage to the rest relationships. So this is the other segment that we mentioned that is quite critical. So in relationships, we're able now to relate the tables. So table one, table two, table three. So we're able to pick relationships, figures that are the same. It could be one information, could be the same. So we're making it as an independent factor. So we are able to relate this information from different, and the tables can have relationships. And by so doing, the information, despite that the tables can be 10, 15, we can create a new table that can just have that can pick relationships only of all those people that have been there. E.g., we have a mathematics club, we have a debate club, we have a jazz club in a school, and yet we have class A, class B, class C. But you find that there are some people who are common in all these clubs. So he's in jets, he's in debate, he's in class two, but he's not in the other classes maybe. So we are able to pick information from there. Once we have a list of people, we're just given a list of people, want to get to know where does this person belong and all that. So we're able to filter that information and be able to separate them in accordance of the way that we want. And we have a straight information as such. So we'll get to see the fields and the tables that will get to pop up, and that is it. And when you tell me what you want to do, this is a segment where we search for what we want, minus just looking at them, because what we said, these are tabs. So there's tab file, tab home, tab create, tab external, tab database, tools, fields, and table. And what we are able to see is a ribbon. So under the ribbon, we've mentioned there are groups. So there are groups, there is a sort and filter, there's records. So under this, you find quite a number. There is a find segment where we can search and find a specific segment of the thing we want, and the text segment. So this is the tabs. Under the tabs, we have a ribbon. This is a ribbon. On each, there is actually a ribbon that keeps popping up. So you will get to notice these ribbons, they'll be there, and under the ribbons, you are able to have the groups to where you can find specific functions. So how do we edit the table? Because we said the table is a key thing that is there. So again, we want to understand one thing. In Excel, we differed. We're talking of a form, we're talking of a column and a row. So we mentioned from top going down, actually it was a column. Sideways going up, it was a row. But now when we come to talk of access, we are talking of a field. So what we have on top going down is a field. What we have on the side going up is a record. So we have a record and we have a field. So how do we enter fields? So fields is what we're able to see in front of here. If you can get to notice, when we ask for a table, it gave us this table. This table that we have been given here, we can rename it. We can give it a name, this table. How? It's simple. You just come down on the view side. So we can just say design view. So once we come on the design view, it will actually allow us to edit or rename the table. So we can name it as maybe contact, because we're interested in the contact. So we can name it as contact. And immediately when we name the contact, you can notice this is the contact. So we can go back if we want to the normal view that we had. All we wanted is just to go to a segment that will allow us to give it a name. Before we start editing, it wants to keep that information. So the contact, that is what we have, is a table. So under the contacts here, we can select. So as I'm adding the fields, pay attention. This is the table for contacts. Now, as I'm adding the fields, you'll notice it will ask me the type of information I'm entering. So if it asks me here, it's a short term. So there's a drop down add of a field. So it's a click to add. So I can click there, but it is also asking me to select the type of information I want to add. Do I want to add the short term? Do I want to add the number? Do you want to add the currency? Do you want to add the date? Do you want to add the yes or no? It can be a box where I can just be ticking yes or no. So it will be adding like that and different things. Now, short text will be fine because I just want to give names there. And if you see the names, this can go up to 255 words, basically. So it's quite big actually. Even this is said short term. Then a long term will be way more than that. So I just want to put names, so I can just click on short name, and I can name that field. I can name it as names. So maybe this one I can put numbers. So I can name it as phone numbers because there are numbers that I'll be putting there. And like we said, we noticed uh, what we used to do in between the two. When we come in between, we can just double click and it will be getting to be extended so that it's big enough for us to see what is there. So we can get to add maybe another one, maybe emails, and maybe we can add another one for addresses. So basically something like that. So we have made the fields and we can put the names. So the names, we can maybe name them first one, okay, Max. Okay, second one, we want James. Okay, we want Nico. Okay, we want Danny. Okay, we want Kenny. Okay, we want Sydney. Okay, we want Mary. Okay, we want Dennis. We can give them their phone number 09 this that. This one 09 this what. This one 09 this what. We can give them. So these are numeric values. Okay. So let's go. Okay. Can give it the number. We can give it the number. So if we add something different, it will actually tell us that what you have entered is wrong to be there because you selected to say there will be numbers only you'll be put in here. Why are you adding something different? So that is a reminder in case for, it avoids actually making errors. Instead of typing something, you find that instead of a name here, I put a name here. It will tell me, no, actually, you specified that this one you put on the number. So why are you adding this? So by so doing, it's able actually to correct the situation that we are in or the errors because this is, imagine this as thousands and millions of documents that you are writing. Mind you, Excel, the previous one that we did a lecture on, Excel has limited the rows or the rows, so to say, that we are able to edit in. So, but when you come to this one has quite more than those, and those we're talking over thousands and millions of them. So now quite large. So we want to specify the type of information. What type of entries do you want to have in here? So that if someone is typing, they could be exhausted, they're writing a lot, maybe they have gone for statistical or data collection, they're able to input data accordingly to what we have specified it to be. So emails is a Gmail, whatever, Yahoo, we have, yeah, we have maybe the class, maybe Hotmail, we have Yahoo, we have the Outlook, okay, we have QQ, we have maybe Gmail, uh, we have Live Mail. I'm not finishing, I'm just trying to put something. So this one says in UK, this one stays in Germany, this one stays in Lusaka, Zambia, this one stays in Lusaka, this one stays in Kenya, this one stays in Nairobi, this one in Austria, this one in Belgium, this one in Kalingalinga. Okay, something like that. So we have inputted such type of information. So from such type of information that we have, we are actually able to create a form. So from here, you can notice basic things that we have talked about that can be done. If you don't like maybe German, you can highlight it. Once you highlight German, you can be able to change. Do you want to make it bold? How do you want to make? Maybe do you want to change something to italize it? If you have seen, I've selected the table, so it's actually impacting the table. So you are able to edit, do quite a number of things. You want to change the font, you are able to change the font and the font size. So you're able to change the font size to the thing that can be specific enough that you like to get to actually work with, and it will be done like that. So if you have noticed, those are the things that we're able to do. Away from that, you can get to paint the cell. You can be able to paint according to maybe the color that you want. You can change the words and be able to put them in a specific word order that you feel will fit your presentation or the data that you're basically getting to enter. So it's quite interesting. You can get to do quite a number of things, and the information will be inputted as such. So we can do selections, we can filter it, we can put them in the ascending and the descending order, so we can ascend them, and we can remove some sortings. If we have put some sortings, we can remove them so that it goes back to our normal order. We can pick some selection. Those that are not equal to what we can do greater than what we can do quite a number. We can go in advanced and filter the form. Once you get the forms, you can get to filter them. We can get to go to totals. So the totals, we are able to find the total and be able to input and be able to do quite a number. So we just do a bit of a reverse so that we find ourselves there. Okay, so once we are here, now we have been given these different facets, we can go into the create. And once we are in the create, we said we are able to create a form. So a form will be just able to allow us to have a summary or the easy view of what we are creating. So once we come to this and to save the table of contacts, you actually want to save it so the form can come differently. Now you get to notice something different that gets to happen here. So I created, we have in this contact, and now we have created the form. So the form you've seen from the contact, this is how each individual is coming. So the ID, it was actually number one, the name was this, and the phone number was this, the Gmail was this. We're able to edit this information, and once we keep going down there, we can get to see how the names are. So this makes it easy. Sometimes if the information is too large, you want to see it in a small way, and you'll be able to do up. And you can notice here there are different themes that you can get to have to present and edit the kind of information that we are working with. So we can get to change them, the color, the font, how we wish it to look like, and the information will be presented in a way that we feel uh, best fit what we are presenting. So we will be able to view the information in a very good way and be able to edit. So this one is all about, mind you, is a database. So we are creating, we're entering information. So we are putting information in the best way we can get to have it, and it will get to be added as much as we want. And we can even go on the new segment so there we can add a blank. So if we wish to add something new, we can just go there, and once we type in, we put the information, we see this information actually will come and pop up when we come to the actual contact that we had, contact list that we have made. So this is the kind of the form that we are able to create. Away from the form, on the create segment, we're able to create a query. So a query, where this we're doing is just a simple query. That's what we want to do. So will tell us only the specific. Okay, sure, okay. So it will tell us only what we want to see. So take for instance, I just want to see names and phone numbers. So phone numbers and names, those are the only two things I want to see. So I can go and I'll just be given that. So I just want the names and the phone numbers. That's the query. So that it is easier. I have a big list, but I can even just distinguish them. I just want the names and the phone numbers. So then I can just be noticing the names. But when I come to the contacts are the large one. When I come to the form was different. It was able to show me in an easy way where I can get to edit it from. And the query will also give me something simple as that, and I can be able to edit in and out. So this is just basically the simplest way we can get to talk about it. And we're able to create relationships and we are able to create dependencies. So we are able to put some are static, others can be dependent. We're able to analyze the performance and the database itself. We're able to analyze the table and be able to do quite a number of things. So we don't want to go too much into it, but what we want to understand is if you are able to work with Excel and be able to understand a little bit of the fingertip information that is for the database, you can quite do a number of things. And just at the time could not even allow maybe to go deeper to get to do different things. But we are able to know how we can create a cell, we can get to create a table, we can get to create underneath a table, we're able to create what we are calling a form, and the form will come in a form that will be able to view it properly, and we can get able to do queries. Queries are quite advanced. We can get to do quite a number of things, and it makes the work way easier as it is. Thank you very much, team. I wish to make a closing of the lecture for today so that we can get to continue on something else on a later stage. Otherwise, please, we have covered most all of the Microsoft Office different packages. We have talked about different ones. We're able to talk of wizards. We're able to talk of, we've talked of Excel, Word, PowerPoint, spread the OneNote we've discussed. Please find time and get through them. Thank you very much.